I'm on mute. I'm not on mute no more. I don't think. What's going on? I can't see anything. Who is here? Lovey Marie. Grumpy Fett. That has to be a new name. I don't remember that name, or they changed their name. They were here. Grumpy Fett. Harry Williams. Jonathan. And Jix. What up? How are we doing on this Sunday afternoon? Long time no see. Long time no see. What is the weather at? What does it look like? Is it sunny? Is it rainy? Let me know. What is the weather?
Dog check! Dog check!
We've got some things to talk about. Rumors, some things that are true, some hearsay. If you have been here for a while, you know how I feel about rumors, because anybody can start a rumor. It doesn't mean it's true. If I had any type of power, I could literally get on my keyboard and say, the Browns may do this, and then it just circulates and everybody starts talking about it. It doesn't mean it's going to happen. Hit that like button. No, please. Not another Houston QB. CJ Stroud isn't even better than Watson if we're going peak for peak. Well, Watson's peak is 6 years ago. That Watson's never walking through that door. So if you had to be honest with yourself, if you would take CJ Stroud right now and Watson right now, there isn't a person in the entire world who thinks Deshaun Watson is a better quarterback than CJ Stroud right now, even after his pathetic playoff performance that he put forward last playoffs. It was horrendous. What's going on, Harry? What up, bro? How you doing? Cold and snow? Corey, can you believe that Watson is only 1 year older than Joe Burrow? No. That is crazy. Talking about CJ Stroud, let's talk about it. Jix is not, I already know his answer. He is not interested in CJ Stroud. If CJ Stroud decided, he won't decide this, by the way. If the Houston Texans, which I am on record right now, I don't think this is going to happen. I think this is hearsay. It's talking points that you can do. I do not think this is going to happen on 26 rainy days in Colorado. But if this were to happen and Houston said, you know what? We're tired of CJ Stroud. We're going to get rid of him. Thank you, Big Dollar C, for the donation.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
If the Houston Texans decided to get rid of CJ Stroud and they said, we're going to roll with Davis Mills, would you be interested in the Browns giving up a first-round pick for CJ Stroud? Let me know right now. You know Cleveland fans want any quarterback besides Shedeur Sanders. I don't know what it is. I seen an article on heavy.com talking about Spencer Rattler. I swear to you, there was an article on heavy.com talking about Spencer Rattler. I said, what are we doing? Would you be interested? Let me know in the comments. Watson all day. I'd rather watch 150 yards per game than 4 interceptions per game. Here we go. Anyone? What's BU, Erica? I don't know what BU means. Heck no. I will say this about the recent CJ Stroud discourse. It's recency bias when it comes to CJ Stroud. I understand. He was horrible in the playoffs. Let's talk about CJ Stroud's stats in 2025. CJ Stroud, 3,041 yards, 19 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. If you ask me, would I take CJ Stroud over Deshaun Watson right now? Yes. If Deshaun Watson could have gave me that output, we wouldn't be talking about a quarterback in Cleveland. If Deshaun Watson could do that, we wouldn't be talking about a quarterback in Cleveland. But guess what? He couldn't. First of all, he couldn't stay on the field. He's never healthy. And that's with 3 games missed with the concussion. But you know what everybody else sees with CJ Stroud? They remember the playoff game with the Patriots where he was atrocious. I will give it to you. He was atrocious. But if you had truth serum and you put it and inject it inside Andrew Berry and you said CJ Stroud or Deshaun Watson, he'd say CJ Stroud. CJ Stroud or Dylan Gabriel, he'd say CJ Stroud. CJ Stroud or Shador Sanders, he'd say CJ Stroud. Oh my goodness, how could you say that? Well, first of all, Shador Sanders played 7 games last year. And he didn't even get first team reps for half of his year in Cleveland. Dylan Gabriel, that's all I got to say is Dylan Gabriel, and you know the answers to that. And if we just talked about Deshaun Watson, but it's recency bias when it comes to CJ Stroud. Yes, I know. He has took a dip every single year. Rookie year, outstanding. Sophomore year, took a little dip. And then third year, a dip afterwards. But guess what? CJ Stroud's been to the playoffs every year of his career. Every single year of his career, he's been into the playoffs. So, if in this hypothetical situation, if he became available, if the Browns took a swing at CJ Stroud, he would be the best quarterback on the roster. I don't think it's going to happen, though. It's not going to happen. It's not. Now, would I do it if I were the Cleveland Browns GM and I had a chance, let's say the 24th pick for CJ Stroud? I would do it. I would. He'd be the best quarterback on the roster. But I don't think Houston's going to do it. I think Cleveland Browns fans just want a quarterback to have one. Malik Willis. Why are we talking about, what has Malik Willis done? Nothing. Spencer Rattler. Nothing. The Browns want a quarterback to have one, but I don't think it's going to happen because I don't think Houston will trade CJ Stroud. Anyone but Shador, cold and rainy in the DMV. You'd rather trade for Richardson? Jix, go lick some snow. Richardson? Are we kidding me? So we're talking about Richardson from the Colts over CJ Stroud. You gotta be kidding me right now. Richardson is a hot bowl of stale chili. He is terrible. What are we talking about? As long as we trade Watson back to Houston, give me Carson Beck. I'm just at the point we have Sanders. Everyone wants him to play. Let him play. If he fails, he fails. I take the Pro Bowl QB Stroud. If I had my way, which I never get my way, the Browns would not take a quarterback at all. Just go with who you have if it was my way. But there is this narrative that the Browns just have to get a quarterback for whatever reason. I believe what the Browns should do is just roll with the 3 quarterbacks you got. Watson, Shador, and the best quarterback in the history of sports, Dylan Gabriel. That's right, I said it. Just roll with them 3. I take the Pro Bowl QB over Stroud. Guys, do we remember when we were rumors that the Browns would have taken Drew Allard? Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Drew Allard. Where is he now? Recover soon, Drew Allard, in all seriousness. There is snow in Texas. Is there? Help me understand, matter what QB. If there's no O-line, the QB will struggle. Facts, Erica. Erica.
Dog check! Dog check!
You get a dog check, Erica. That is the best comment I have read all day. So far. Somebody got to beat it now. And we're going to talk about our line in a little bit. Our line is a big caution tape. Our line is caution tape right now. It doesn't matter what quarterback you have at this point for the Browns. Joe Montana could come into the Browns right now and he would fail because our line is a big question mark, Erica. I love your point. Pat yourself on the back, Erica. Do it right now. So that's my thoughts on CJ Stroud, ladies and gentlemen. I don't think it's going to happen. I think he stays in Houston. They're not going to trade him for having a down year. They got to the playoffs. He will be in Houston for the future. All right, enough of talking about C.J. Stroud. Let's talk about another player that's been rumored that maybe the Browns will go after. You know, the Browns are going to get everybody according to the rumors. Let's talk about A.J. Brown from the Philadelphia Eagles. Rumors have it, maybe they're done with him. And the Browns are a team that could go after A.J. Brown. Andrew Berry is known for going after free agent receivers. He's not known for drafting receivers well. Look at his history at drafting receivers. They're not good. Anthony Schwartz on line 2. But he is known for trading for receivers. Amari Cooper, Jerry Jeudy, A.J. Brown. Would you want to take a flyer on A.J. Brown if Philadelphia decides we're done with him? The Browns probably would have to trade a first-round pick to get A.J. Brown. I don't think Philly would take anything less, a second or a third. I don't know. Would you? Let me know in the comments. Take a flyer on A.J. Brown, number 1 wide receiver for the Philadelphia Eagles. Can we trade Gabriel to ATL? Kevin liked him a lot. I don't think Atlanta would take Dillon Gabriel. Harry, I don't think he would. That's just my opinion, though. You never know, though. You never know. Maybe, just maybe, Atlanta goes, we want Dillon Gabriel. A.J. Brown last year, by the way, 78 catches, 1,003 yards, and 7 touchdowns. For all the problems they were having, you wouldn't even think he had 1,000 yards last year. Him and, why can't I think of his name? Jalen Hurts not getting along. The offense stuck in mud, and he still had 1,000 yards receiving last year. His best year as the Eagle was in 2023, 106 receptions, 1,456 yards, and 7 touchdowns. Now, if I had to pick between C.J. Stroud and A.J. Brown, if you put a gun to my head and said, you have to take one or I'm going to shoot you, I'd take A.J. Brown. Because I think that's a position of need for Cleveland. If I had to take one over the other. But I don't want A.J. Brown either. I would rather draft Carnell Tate. Why, you say? Because Carnell Tate doesn't come with any type of baggage. He doesn't come with anything. We have a young quarterback in Shedeur Sanders. The last thing Shedeur Sanders needs is a number 1 receiver upset when he doesn't get the football. We know how that went with Jerry Jeudy. And Jerry Jeudy is not a number 1 receiver. He's a number 2 at best, okay? We see how that went. We don't have time for A.J. Brown to come here and complain if he's not getting the ball. He would go from a Super Bowl winning team, a winning franchise, and still not happy at certain situations. Now, I'm not saying, listen, if I was a wide receiver and I'm not getting the ball, maybe I would complain too. I'm not trying to disrespect A.J. Brown. I am just saying, as a Cleveland Browns fan, that's the last thing that we need. We need a receiver to come in here that's going to be like, hey, I just want to work and do my job. Bring me Carnell Tate on line 1. But that's my humble opinion. And you can tell me why I'm wrong. Barry has a good relationship with Philadelphia. Let's go get him. I would give him Jeudy for Brown. A.J. Brown and Jerry Jeudy, 2 of the crybabies at the receiver position. I'll pass. I want Tate. Give me Devontae Smith. I don't think he's an option. How much would he mesh with the locker room? Or was that an anomaly? Because 2 divas, Jerry Jeudy and AB, would be a mess. Cough, cough, OBJ and 21. I think I am the only one that was on OBJ's side. I think OBJ got a bad rap. I understand what you're saying because there was discord, but I think OBJ got a bad rap at it Baker Mayfield, at that point in time, just couldn't figure it out how to work with OBJ. I think the Baker Mayfield now in OBJ back then would work. But the Baker Mayfield then, for some reason, it just didn't mesh. And I think I am the only one that is more on the side of OBJ. And I don't think he was that bad of a teammate. But I get what you're saying. Listen. I wouldn't bring A.J. Brown in just for the fact, Erica, of what would the dynamic be. If you had Jerry Jeudy and you had A.B., not Andrew Berry, A.J. Brown. I should say A.J. Brown, don't say A.B. What would that dynamic look like with Jeudy and Brown? Listen, on paper, it sounds great. It sounds great on paper. But what happens with A.J. Brown's when the Browns lose 3 in a row? What happens then? He's not going to be happy, especially if he loses 3 in a row. And in those 3 games, he had 4 catches for 80 yards. 3 games combined. He won't be a happy camper. I would pass on that. But that's me. It doesn't mean I'm right. It's just my opinion. You need a hungry dog? I was too. AAA, you were with me on the OBJ side. Hey, AAA, how are you doing, by the way? Welcome. I don't know if I said welcome when you came in. Everybody else, I think I said welcome who has came into the chat. If I haven't, I apologize. Welcome. Hit the like if you haven't already. Like the stream. Can we meet our donation goal? Big dollar C. Appreciate you. I still remember that Vikings game. OBJ would have had 3 touchdowns and Baker missed it. I think the Vikings game, I remember that game. I remember calling that watch party. I think that Vikings game is when OBJ said, I'm done. I've had enough. I am open. Especially the one down the right sideline in the 4th quarter when he threw it behind him and OBJ fell. He would have walked into the end zone. I remember it like it was yesterday. Like it was yesterday. But on paper, I think it would be good. But I just don't think it would mesh well, especially if we start losing. Going from a Super Bowl contender every year to a team that's trying to just get to the playoffs, I don't think he would be happy here in Cleveland. So I pass. But that's just me. Make sure you hit that like button if you haven't come in. If you have came in, appreciate you. Dog check to everybody in the building. We're in the off season, and I'm going to tell you the off season is not my favorite time of the year because the off season is full of rumors, full of what ifs and maybe theories that it's not my thing. I am full of facts, and if you're in my Discord, you know how I am. Shefty, Rappaport, and then I'm like, it's just rumors. Here we go. What next should we talk about that is going around the streets of Cleveland? Now, this is an interesting choice the Browns have in the first round. There's a lot of talk now of Caleb Downs, if he lasts to pick 6, or if, let's say, Carnell Tate goes to the Giants at pick 5, should the Browns take best player available in Caleb Downs? If you haven't watched Caleb Downs play football, he was the best safety in college football, in my opinion, for the past 2 years at Ohio State. He was a stud in Alabama. He would have stayed in Alabama if Saban didn't retire. There is not a thing that Caleb Downs cannot do on the football field except play defensive line. He can cover. He can tackle. He can do it all. He can stuff the run. He can defend the pass. He is an elite safety. Elite as elite can get. If you were the Cleveland Browns, and let's say you wanted Carnell Tate, and he's gone, or the tackle that you want, whoever, is gone, do you pivot to Caleb Downs, the next best thing available, or do you go with your plan B at receiver, your plan B at line, or do you take Caleb Downs? Let me know. What do you think in the chat? Should the Browns think about taking Caleb Downs at pick 6? We all know the defense was not the problem in Cleveland. It was the offense. But does it hurt to make your best unit better? Is that a bad thing? They be throwing around Baker's name. Who's throwing around Baker's name? Who? Who's throwing around Baker's name? Who are these people? Is it Larry from Connecticut? Who? AAA, don't you get me upset. Who's throwing around Baker's name? Listen, Baker can stay where he's at. Floundering in the NFC South. They didn't make the playoffs in the NFC South. Are you kidding me? He can stay there. Nobody brings that up. They lost out to the Panthers. Excuse me? Did you hear the news about JOK? So I did hear that, guys. JOK probably won't play another down in football. But the more important thing when it comes to that, to JOK, is health. If he can live a life, a regular life, that's more important than football. It's sad that he may not ever play again. It's sad for Cleveland. He was a stud. Just thinking about him and Carson Schesslinger in that linebacking core would have been phenomenal. But the most important thing is his health. So if he can't play again, but he can live a regular life, I will go with that. Go with his health first. But secondly, it's a sad thing that his career cut short at 26 years old because that dude was a stud. And who knows what his career could have been. What up, Lovey Marie? Lovey Marie. I think that depends on if we get receivers in free agency or trades. Talking about AB. Got good news for you. I finally got approved for disability. Okay. Shout out to you, my guy.
Dog check.
He had already proved everyone wrong with the heart condition that he had during the draft. No, at number 6, they have to address the offense. Tate is the best receiver out there right now. It's either him or the best offensive line available. AAA. Me and you disagree a lot. Me and you agree a lot. Me and you are a lot of times on the same side of the coin. You still didn't tell me who's talking about Baker Mayfield, AAA. I won't let that go. Who? And, AAA, I am with you. I am with you, AAA, on this one. I don't take Downs at 6. As much as I love Caleb Downs, as much as I am an Ohio State Buckeye guy through and through, you have to address your weakness through the draft. Receiver and offensive line. You have to address it. I love Caleb Downs, but not at number 6 for the Cleveland Browns. You have to address your weakness. Receiver, offensive line. It has to be addressed. You have to have a backup plan to a backup plan with your first round pick. If that means trading down, maybe to get more assets and then pick your guy, fine. Do that. But I'm not drafting defense first when our offense is an absolute catastrophe. I agree with you, AAA. You know, Joke had neck problems. He did have neck problems at Notre Dame. It's just sad that his career probably is over due to those same issues. But he did have that coming into the NFL. That's what kind of made him a risky pick, per se, coming into the draft. The Browns took a swing on him. He was a stud, but now he's injured again. So I say no to Caleb Downs, not because he's not a great player, but it's just not what the Browns need at the moment. And that hurts my soul to say it because I'm a Buckeye fan through and through. I would love to have him on the team, but some things are more important than just having Buckeyes on your roster. You did say it, Robert. You did say it. I remember you talking about it. I will give you props when props is due. I will give you props when props is due. I thought I had a hand clap sound effect. I don't. Here we go. There it is. It's like a cheer. You did say that. Speaking of the offensive line, ladies and gentlemen, moving right along, are you worried about our offensive line? Are you concerned? If you didn't know, it's chaos for the Browns offensive line. Somebody just mentioned Wyatt Teller. How many of you are going to miss Wyatt Teller? That he will no longer be in Cleveland. He will be a free agent. The Browns could have a brand new offensive line, probably will have a brand new offensive line now, starting September. Wyatt Teller is gone. We don't know what's going to happen with Joel Bitonio and his contract situation. Cam Robinson, Ethan Pochik, Jack Conklin, all probably going to be on a new team. I think, didn't Pochik get hurt? I don't know. Let me know. And Joel Bitonio, it's still up in the air. He could be going to a new team as well. We're going to have to replace an entire offensive line. What? When has that happened? I'm extremely worried. That is a tough thing to do. Replace your entire line this offseason. Especially with Teller leaving, you have to address the O-line first. That was Erica who said that. I agree, Erica. Listen. Now, Erica, I'm going to tell you, I'm a biased person, Erica. And I'm an honest person, Erica. I want Carnell Tate first. One, because I believe he is going to be a great receiver in the NFL. And I think we have to have weapons. I know the line is important, but weapons are too. And two, Erica, I'm going to be honest. He played for Ohio State, okay? I have always wanted an elite Ohio State player to root for Cleveland. I just haven't had it. I haven't had it, Erica. That's me being selfish and being biased. I can admit it. But I agree. We have to address the line in the draft. I've heard people saying Ward may be dealt just to help the salary cap. I heard that too, Robert. You know, there's some things in life that you just say, screw the salary cap. One is Denzel Ward. You got to keep Denzel Ward. You have to keep him. Him and Myles Garrett are the cornerstones of that defense. You have to keep them. I don't care about the numbers. Make it work. Denzel Ward is elite. The only time he's not elite is when he's off the field, when he's injured. How many games did he miss last year? I'm going to Google it right now. How many games did Denzel Ward miss in 2025? Live stat checking. He only missed 2 games in 2025, a neck injury. So then a lot of people will say he's injury prone. It's only 2 games. That's good. He missed 2 games last year. He is an elite corner. You keep him on your team by any means necessary. He is a cornerstone of the franchise, just like Myles Garrett. I'm okay with Teller being gone. In fact, let's make a whole new O-line. We're going to have to now, AAA. We're going to have to. Listen, I'm sad he's leaving just for the fact that he's a long-tenured Brown with Joel Bitonio. Conklin, I'm not going to miss him. Listen, bless his heart, but he's just injured. He was always injured. God bless him in his future. But it is what it is with him. But Wyatt Teller, it does make me sad that he is going into free agency. He was one of our best linemen with Joel Bitonio, one of the ones we could actually count on. Cough, cough. Jed Willis, how are you doing? If it's Ward or Myles, I have to keep Myles. Myles said he's retiring in 5 to 7 years. That's a long time. If it's Ward or Myles, you'd keep Myles. I agree with that one. Myles is the best defensive player in football. Hands down. I do agree with that one. There is nobody in football on the defensive side that's better than Myles Garrett. The flip side to that, the devil's advocate you can play, the Browns Still haven't won anything with Myles Garrett. He set the sack record and they won 5 games. So you could flip that. So 5 to 7 years. Myles Garrett is 20. I think he's 28. That's me lying. How old is Myles Garrett? Myles Garrett. He wants to get Bruce Smith's record. Myles Garrett is 30. I was 2 years. What the heck? 30? Okay. So 37 years old. Tops for Myles Garrett. He plays like he's 20. Unfortunately, Ward's 1 concussion away from never playing again. It's okay, guys. The best Cleveland team plays today. That is facts. They're the best Cleveland team by far, the Cavs. I will warn you, Cavs fans, do not get overly love with the regular season James Harden. Do not do it. I am trying to save you. Do not get overly in love with regular season James Harden. We have seen this story before. It doesn't matter what James Harden does until the playoffs. I am trying to caution you. Do not let what James Harden does in the regular season cloud your judgment. The playoffs are what matters with James Harden. That's my PSA for Cavs fans. I'm just saying. Remember I said that. Hopefully he can prove everybody wrong and finally finish the job in the playoffs. But that's been his bugaboo his entire career. Oh, shoot, what did I do? No. So, ladies and gentlemen, before we move on, if you came in late or you haven't chimed in, are you interested if CJ Stroud becomes available? That was the main thing we were talking about today. Would you be interested in a CJ Stroud trade if Houston said, hello, we are trading him? That is what we started off today. If you're just coming into the comment section, I just want to know what's in the box. What box? What box? People talking about a safety coming out. I think his name is James, supposed to be the best safety in years. What box, Harry? What box do you talk of? The WWE box? You talking about the title? Talking about this? That? AAA, how many months is that? 2 months for a 4-year logo? Oh, Lord. I got to think of a 4-year logo. Oh, Lord. Lord. Help me. Appreciate you, AAA.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
All right, before we get out of here, last thing that we're going to talk about, are we happy with the defensive coordinator hire for the Cleveland Browns? Let me know in the chat. Are you happy? Jim Schwartz is no longer here. Defensive pass game coordinator Mike Ruttenberg will take over. Are you happy with the hire? Jim Schwartz is gone. Listen, I know everybody loved Jim Schwartz, and that's fine and dandy. I get it. I loved him too. But the way that he went out, I think if a player did this everybody will be crapping on that player. To take your ball and go home because you didn't get the job, I think is absolute baby material. Cry baby material. I quit because I didn't get a job. I hate the way he went out. I understand Myles Garrett has had his best years under Jim Schwartz. I understand that. But I think what I don't like about this Jim Schwartz narrative is that the defense just was always great under Jim Schwartz. That's not true. They had their who me moments when we were sitting there, like, what are we looking at? The Tennessee Titan game, when the Titans ran all over us, when the offense and Shedeur Sanders, probably their best game under Shedeur, put up 30 plus, and they still lost at home. But people want to sweep that under the rug like he's the greatest, God's gift to earth. He was a very good defensive coordinator, but let's not act like he didn't have faults either. There was who me moments for this defense. This defense could have been better. That's all I'm saying. I hate the way he left. Thank you, AAA, for the $10 donation. Greatly appreciated, my guy.
Here comes the money.
Appreciate you too, my
Here comes
brother.
the money.
I'm kind of excited to see what he is going to do. I am too. I say let's give him a chance. He hasn't been a defensive coordinator. He's been a defensive pass game coordinator, but not a defensive coordinator. We have to give him a chance. Let's see what he does. I'm ready. We have a new regime, ladies and gentlemen. The only thing that I'm going to have to get over is that Todd Monken was not my choice, but my choice doesn't matter. It's about what Andrew Berry and Jimmy Haslam wanted, and they wanted Todd Monken. Todd Monken knows how to coach an offense. He's proven that in Baltimore with Lamar Jackson. Now let's see if he can do it with Cleveland. He's got his defensive coordinator. He says he's not going to change up the scheme. He's going to keep the same thing. So I assume Mike Ruttenberg is going to have the same D. I'm excited for our new guy, as long as people don't call our D Rottenberg. Oh, it's coming, AAA. It's coming. First touchdown of the year. Oh, my God, we suck. This dude's rotten. He's trash. Get rid of him. Where's Jim Schwartz when you need him? You know it's coming. But was Monken anyone's choice on here? Did anybody want Todd Monken in the chat? Let me know. Did anyone want Todd Monken in the chat? Appreciate you, Big Dollar, with the $2 donation.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Did anybody want Todd Monken in the chat? Was that their number one choice? My question is, was the Browns the only one that wanted Todd Monken? Cody, what up? Always late. I'll be rewatching later. Appreciate you, Cody. I think the Browns may have been the only one that had him number one on their list. Not saying that there weren't other teams interested in him, but being number one probably was just the Browns. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you, Cody. Never knew of him. It's fair. He was offensive coordinator for Cleveland in 2019. He coached Baker Mayfield. Nick Chubb had 1,000 yards under him rushing. Jarvis Landry and Baker Mayfield Jarvis Landry and OBJ both had 1,000 yards under Todd Monken. So that is something that if you want to hold your hat on and you're like, you know what? Maybe, just maybe, just maybe, there's good things to come. But the Browns will only be as good as their quarterback play, ladies and gentlemen. They will only be as good as their quarterback play. That is it, and that is all. And that's going to be the main thing the Browns don't have to get shored up. If it was my choice, I say Shador Sanders QB1. You roll with it in camp. And if he's beat out by somebody, he's beat out. But you make it clear day one of camp, so there's no questions. If it was me, that's what I would do if I'm Cleveland. Set up your offense, tailor it to his strengths, so you have the all off season to work. He is still a young quarterback. He's still young. He's only played 7 games in the NFL, but he gets critiqued like a 10-year veteran. I've never seen anything like it. He has 7 games in the NFL, but he's a 10-year veteran. That's how he gets critiqued on social media. Because on social media, everybody's an expert. I'm not an expert. I'll tell you that right now. I get more things wrong than I get right. Thank you, Cody. I don't care who the coach is. I just want a winning season and see the dogs in the postseason. Appreciate you, Cody. Thank you so much, my guy.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
That's what I would want. That's my dream for the Browns. Just have it locked up in the offseason. Give the young man a chance, a fair chance from the start, and let's see what happens. He's not a 10-year vet. He's now going into year number 2. I don't know if people forgot, but he was a rookie. But people act like he was a 10-year veteran in the NFL. Just give Shador a shot, and let's see what happens. That's what I would want if I had my perfect plan. I don't care about Malik Wills. I seen it, like I said, Heavy.com talking about Spencer Rattler. What are we talking about? Listen, he did good things in Green Bay, but he's not the savior that everybody's talking about. Okay? I would stick with Shador. What if we trade Sanders in next year's pick for Stroud? No. Heck no. Heck no. I like CJ Stroud, right? I like him a lot. I'm not doing all that. Listen, I am not trading future first-round picks no more. We see how that worked out for us. It's not happening for me. No, sir. No chance. I'm not afraid of Todd Monken. I think the players will like him. What up, Tina? My mom is good. Sanders is the man. He is special. Appreciate you, Tina. Big Dollar C, thank you for the $5 donation. Appreciate you. Big Dollar. Tina says, Sanders is the man. All right. Wait a minute, Corey. You are sounding way too reasonable. What do you mean? I'm sounding too reasonable. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? AAA? Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Right, the Watson deal is still kicking us in the butt. Yeah, listen, we can't anymore give up future picks for a swing and a miss. In my humble opinion. And listen, you guys know, I'm a Buckeye through and through. And Harry, was the belt what you were talking about? Did he say? Did I miss what Harry said? You thought what's in the box? Elimination. Oh! Elimination chamber box. I have no clue. Okay, Harry. I thought you was talking about in my room. I don't know, man. I have no clue. Thank you, Harry. I had to go back up and look. I don't know. What do you think's in the box, Harry? If you watch WWE, you know what we're talking about. What do you think's in the box, Harry? And I love CJ Stroud, ladies and gentlemen. Buckeye fan through and through. But I don't think he's worth a future first-round pick. I just don't. I'm not trading any first-round picks for CJ Stroud in the future. The only pick I would trade for CJ Stroud is the 24th pick, if we're going to trade one. If we decide we're going all in with CJ, if they were to trade him, and Houston's not trading CJ Stroud. It's not happening. soon as I say that. Breaking news. Remember Travis Hunter? He could have been a Brown. No picks should be given. Well, we're going to see what we do with that pick, Erica. That pick is Jacksonville's pick number 24. So we're going to have to see what that pick is. Mason Graham, good defensive tackle for us. I'm not mad at it. We're just going to have to see what happens. Travis Hunter could be a superstar in this league. We're going to have to wait and see. But we will not know if that was a flop or not until we see what the Browns do with Jacksonville's pick and then the rest of Mason Graham's career. Oh, the way Cleveland does biz. Listen. I try, AAA. I try. Prayers up to Travis Hunter. Hopefully he is 100% from his injury and he comes back better than ever. I didn't like the trade at the time. I wanted Travis Hunter. We'll have to see what happens. But I don't want to trade a pick for CJ Stroud. But if there was one, I would say the 24th pick is the one to go. I say you have to build the offensive line. You have to build that receiver. And then go on from Tweak Pat, $50 donation, another QB. Another QB. Tweak Pat, my brother, how you doing?
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
My guy, Tweak Pat. Appreciate you, man. How are you doing? Tweak Pat made us go over the donation goal. Greatly appreciated. Hopefully you're doing good, my guy. How many weeks are we away from the draft before we head out of here? Anybody know? I could just Google it. I'm being lazy. I'm being honest. I'm going to Google it right now. How many weeks till the NFL draft? Nine weeks. We got 9 weeks, ladies and gentlemen. So we have 9 weeks of redone mock drafts all over the internet. 9 more weeks of mock drafts. Who's going where? I'm going to tell you right now. When you see a mock draft on Twitter, from Robert from Idaho State, they don't know. I'm just getting it out there. I don't know either. These are educated guesses. We won't know who the Browns are picking until April 23rd, 2026. I just wanted to get that out there. We have 9 more weeks of mock drafts of Browns picking Tate, and then they're not picking Tate. They could pick Downs. They could pick Braxton Miller. Wait a minute, Braxton Miller's coming back? We got 9 more weeks of that. Please draft, hurry up and save me. I appreciate everybody for coming through. We're going to head out of here. We have a long off season to go. Can August please get here so football can start up? We got our coaches. We got our staff. We don't have an offensive line. So nobody to block for Shador, Watson, or Dylan. We're going to have to see what happens in free agency and draft time. So ladies and gentlemen, you know the drill. I just seen your question. I seen your question pop up, Erica. Combine next weekend. Indianapolis, Indiana. Like always, Lucas Oil Stadium. The home that Peyton Manning built. Don't let anybody else tell you different. My favorite quarterback of all time, Peyton Manning. Combine is next weekend. Lucas Oil Stadium. So we'll see what happens. Erica, keep patting yourself on the back. I loved your comment about the line. Tweak Pat, Cheryl, AAA, you know, I'm going to be honest with you guys. Between my job and my my eagerness, I haven't had the eagerness, ladies and gentlemen, to really do anything. It took a lot of me to even get up and do this. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I've been in a rut. Just being honest. I've been in a rut. I'm trying to get out of it. Just being totally honest with you guys, but I've been in a rut trying to get out of it. So there's that. Hopefully I get out of it soon. We'll see what happens. Did you ever see when he was on SNL? I did, Robert. Peyton Manning is probably the funniest NFL quarterback in history. Peyton Manning. But that's going to be it for me. I appreciate you guys. I really do. Remember one thing. If you remember one thing from this stream, don't believe everything you read. That's it. And that's all. Appreciate you too, Tina. Until next time, you know the drill. It's all love. Peace.